want to say easier, but it is. It's I work smarter, not harder. And so I plan meaningful mini lessons, and then it gives the children an opportunity to partake in meaningful literacy. So they're reading, they're writing, and that's what we want them to be doing. So. When we're at our gathering spot, we sit crisscross applesauce. Our hands are in our lap. Our eyes are always on Mrs. Genevieve, no matter where I move. Our ears are listening, and we have a level 0 voice. Because I'm going to model something for you or teach you something about reading and writing right now. Boys and girls, remember how when we're writing, remember a few days, for the past couple of days, we talked about how writers can think about what they want to say and write it on the page. We also been talking about how writers, when they get to that word that might be hard to write, they don't know it by heart, we can stretch that word out and write it. Remember, writing is a way to be a communicator, and when we're writing, we have to be a thinker and a risk taker. Watch me. I was thinking this morning when I was watching the news, I heard something about it's going to snow. And I started to think, yes, but then I started to think, oh no. Because something that I love to do, other than running, is I like to ride my bike. I love going for bike rides with my family. It feels good to spend time with them, and it also feels good to get that exercise, that movement. It helps calm me down. Boys and girls, I was thinking about that, and so I want to write it and get it on the page. So I think I will say, I love to ride my bike. All right, I love riding my bike with my family. It feels good to ride my bike. All right, so remember, writers can start with an illustration or they can get started to work. I'm going to get started to work on my writing because I really feel like I want to get that down. So I start with a capital letter. I love, ooh, and I know so many friends. Yep, know that word, L. Love. To. Remember, I leave big spaces. To. Ride. Ooh, now. 1 second, watch. Remember, writers can, oh, excuse me, friends, listen. Writers can stretch that word. Listen before I ask you to help me. Ride. Did you hear all the sounds in that word? Let's sing. Ride. All right, Jaden, will you help me? Listen again. Good try. Ride. What letter says I? Says its name. I. Ride. D. And then I know that I put an E at the end of that word to make it look right. I love to ride my. Tristan, how do I write the word my?
Y.
I love to ride my bike. Ooh, bike. I'm going to think about that. Hold on. I'm going to stretch it. Ooh, Hayden, help me out, girlie. B. And then what do you think comes next, Angelina? Listen. I. And then what do you hear at the end? Keaton.
K.
And then, just like ride, I add an E at the end to make it look right. I love to ride my bike with, rider. How do I write that word with? What do you think? And then what do you hear at the end? TH. I love to ride my bike with my, and I know that. Tristan helped me. Family. Ooh, listen, I'm going to clap that word. Hold on. Family. So So I hear 3 syllables. So I'm going to do that. Oh, friends, please hold your thoughts just a second. I want you to be a thinker. Remember, writers are thinkers, and then they're risk takers by putting their words on the page. Fam is that first part. Listen. What do you think, Ben? What's the first part? I. Okay, I. Think about that. A. Then what's next? What do you hear next, fam? What do you think, Aaron Michael?
You.
And then what do you hear at the end, Samara? Lee. L-E. It could be L-E-E, couldn't it? Because we have a friend in our class named Lee. I love to ride my bike with my family. Boys and girls, I could add more if I could keep on writing and say how I love, it's fun because it's good exercise and I get to spend time with them. I could add more details. But I'm going to stop right there and add more later next time. Remember, when you're writing and you get to a word that you're not sure about, oh, I love how Ben has turned his body this way, because remember, at our gathering spot, we move our eyes to see Mrs. Genevieve. So check right now. Can you see me? Thank you.
Y-E-S.
Most all my friends can see me. So we writers stretch out their words like pulling a Band-Aid to hear all those sounds and to get them on the page. So we have to be a thinker and a risk taker when we're writing. Boys and girls, this is my first group that I'm meeting with. I am reading with Aaliyah, Bryce, Gabby, and Joel. Aaliyah, Bryce, Gabby, and Joel. All right, friends, if you would like to be a risk taker and work on writing, stand up. Remember, 2 friends at orange, 2 at blue, 2 at green, 1 at pink, and 1 at grandma's. Zeke, you can work on writing. Aaron Michael, work on writing. Ben, you can work on writing. Ian can work on writing. Tristan, work on writing. Memphis, work on writing. Question? Hello. It's similar to baby lambs. Yep. All right, let's go read it. So now we all become familiar with the book. Hedgehog is hungry. Is hungry. And make sure you put it in the middle so you both can see. Winter is here. Hedgehog is asleep. I need to hear everybody's voice. Spring is here. Hedgehog wakes up. Here comes Hedgehog. Hedgehog is hungry. Here is a snail. Hedgehog is hungry. Here is a worm. Here is a caterpillar. Here is a beetle. Here is a slug. Hedgehog is hungry in the spring. Boys and girls, did you see that part that helped writers solve that word caterpillar? Frame that part.
That's what helped me.
Yep, frame that part. He framed cat. He found cat and caterpillar, and that helped him frame it. See, find cat and caterpillar. Cat, there it is.
Look,
Cat.
cat and cat.
There's at and cat. So now readers do know how words and their parts go together. It can help us, can it? Yep. Good word. Yep, read it quietly to yourself. Let me make sure I jotted all my notes here.
I read them the first time.